Hi, my name is Glen Carman, and I want to tell you why I'm excited about leading the Merida Study Abroad program in 2023. And I also want to tell you a little bit about the course that I'm going to teach. In this program, you immerse yourself in Mexican culture, and you explore a fascinating region and make great progress with your Spanish, no matter what level you're starting at. In Merida, you'll be exposed to the language in a variety of settings, including the university, your homestay, and working with children in the community service course. DePaul students take 4 courses in the winter Merida program. 2 of those courses are in Spanish language. So shortly after you arrive, you take a placement test and they put you in a level that's appropriate for you. And then you also take 2 other courses. One of them is that community service course where you work with children in a neighborhood in the south of Merida, Emiliano Zapata Sur. And the 4th course is with me, Collision of Worlds, the European invasion of Mesoamerica. This course will count for historical inquiry credit. But if you're at an advanced level of Spanish and you'd like to count it for Spanish credit, you can do that, and it will be Spanish, it will count as Spanish 374, the literature of conquest. Everybody will be together in the English version of the course, but those who want credit for it in Spanish will have selected readings and assignments in Spanish, and I will work with them separately. So this topic of the early contact between the Americas and Europe is one I've been working on for a long time and I've written about, and I love exploring it with students. And I've taught this course, or versions of this course, in English and in Spanish. And I want to talk a little bit about it here. The first contact between Mesoamericans and Europeans happened in 1511, when 10 or 11 Spaniards, having survived a shipwreck, washed ashore in the Yucatan Peninsula. But what we call the conquest of Mexico started 8 years later, and it ended, well, when did it end? For some people, the conquest isn't over, and the structures of colonialism still affect us today. Our focus will be on the 16th century, but we'll have an eye on the ongoing cultural invasion and resistance in modern society. In this course, we're going to analyze letters, reports, and histories from European, Indigenous American, and Mestizo sources. We'll also consider visual documents, such as pictorial accounts and early maps, like this one. Some questions we'll address are, how did the people that participated in these events represent them? How did they understand them? And how did each culture try to understand the other? Some people think that with the geographical advantages that Europe had, we have enough to explain imperial expansion, as if being able to expand, impose yourself is enough. But the weapons, the ships, the other technology that the Europeans had, along with all the diseases that they brought, aren't enough, in my opinion. You have to understand why they did what they did, the ideological factors. How does one society persuade itself that it has the right to impose itself on others? We'll also look at the other side, how Indigenous Americans resisted the invasion and how they understood it, and how in later generations, they participated in colonial society while also resisting it in numerous ways. The texts that we read, these old texts, are written by men. You could say that the voices of women have been silenced. One woman, however, played a central role in giving voice to others. Malintzin, also known as Malinche, served as an interpreter for Cortez. And you see her interpreting here in Tlaxcala. We'll definitely analyze her role, but the feminist interpretation doesn't end with her. Well, we also have to look at the silence of women in other texts, as well as how gender roles play a central part in the ideology of both Mesoamericans and Europeans. So what do these events from 500 years ago have to do with us? Well, we still live with their legacy. We'll also consider our relation to these events and how they affect our world. Finally, I want to emphasize that the learning in this program goes well beyond the classroom. Merida itself, over 1,000 years old, is a great base for exploring Mayan culture, both ancient and modern, and for seeing how colonization and the mixing of cultures continues to shape the societies of the Yucatan. Outside of Merida, we're going to go on some excursions, including to the highlands in Chiapas, and to the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, and villages and cities, and of course, some of the archaeological sites that the region is famous for. But you'll also be learning from your homestay and from the friends that you meet, both inside and outside of the program. So I hope you'll join me next winter in Merida for DePaul's Study Abroad program. And thank you for listening.